Well, that's one thing is like whenever someone comes up at the convention, like we were taking photos downstairs and there were a bunch of people there like, hey, Bernie, can you sign this? Hey, can you do this? I said, sure. And I stopped and everything. Are my guardians. They're like, we've got to get you to your panel. You've got to go, Bernie. And there was one guy like right there. And he's like, can I just take a photo with you? And I'm like, sure, absolutely. And they're like, Bernie. And I'm like, it'll just be 1 second. He goes to take a selfie. And as soon as he does, it comes up, phone call, mom. And he goes, oh, shit. Hey, mom, no, mom. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm taking I'll call you back. Hangs up. We go to take the photo. Mom calls back. And he goes, decline. And he goes, sorry about that. Goes back to the camera because here, mom calls again. And he goes, Jesus. And the answer goes, Mom, no, please, no, God, no, Mom, I'm taking a photo, please. I'll just call you back. Hangs up. And I'm like, they pull me, they go, I gotta go.
So we never got it.
We never took the photo.
Oh, no.
As he's walking away, I heard, God damn it, Mom.
Oh, my God.
Can I admit something? It's going to make me sound like a horrible person.
Yeah.
I probably could have stayed. I thought it'd be a better story if I left.
Oh, that's awful. Wow. You asshole. Ray also ate my pizza.
So what's the story with the pizza?
So we were watching a movie, went to Alamo. So the food runner comes out and it's a pizza. And I'm like, I ordered a pizza. So he puts it in front of Gavin, and I'm like, mine. And I ordered a pepperoni pizza. So I took a bite, wasn't pepperoni at all, but it was good. So I'm like, I don't give a shit. So I kept eating it. So another 20 minutes goes by. They come back with the pepperoni pizza. I'm like, oh. And she puts it in front of Gavin. He's like, no, it's not my pizza. I'm like, oh, it's not his pizza. Then another person comes back. Goes to Gavin. It's like, is that your pizza? He's like, no. They look at me. I'm like, well, my pizza. They come back again with the actual written order, and they put it up to me, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't write that. I'm sitting next to Michael. I look at him. I'm like, did you write that? I didn't write that.
It actually got resolved finally when she came over to me, pointed at my pizza that was being eaten by Ray. She was like, are you waiting for that pizza? And I said, yes. And then she just goes, he's eating your pizza. I'll go get you another one. And then storms off.
She was so mad.
You know how hard it is to concentrate on a really good movie when you're hungry?
Yeah, they're running back and forth. I'm like, I'm watching the movie. You're asking me all these questions. I'm like trying to enjoy the film.
You were inconvenienced.
Gavin is waiting an hour and a half for a pizza. You don't even offer him a piece of his pizza.
No, I went up to him. I'm like, oh, this pizza's so good. Sorry, Gavin.
You know, water under the bridge.
Yeah.
Nice haircut.
Nice pizza.
I heard that your kid threatened your wife with physical violence the other day.
She did. The other day, Millie said, Mom, I want to watch a movie. I want to watch, I think, Totoro or some shit. Griffin said, no, we're going to go to the grocery store. You can watch the movie later, maybe, if you're a good girl. And Millie said, Mommy, it would be sad if you broke your nose. And Griffin said, excuse me? And she goes, I'm saying it would hurt really bad if you broke your nose. It would be sad. And Griffin goes, are you threatening me? And Millie goes, you'd have to get a new nose, and that would hurt. She's doing like a mafia-style fucking shakedown on my wife.
Boy, you got a lot of nice things around here, Mommy. Be ashamed if something got broken.
Yeah, so I don't know where she got that from, but, I mean, she watches The Godfather a lot.
Did you see the video of that A380 hitting that little plane? That reinforces our rant about air travel.
Exactly. Imagine if you're one of two cunts sitting in a plane, right? And you've got your fucking camera out, and you're browsing through your photos of your fucking dog, and all of a sudden, your plane does a 90-degree turn. You don't have any teeth left, because you just ate that fucking camera.
Or it flies out of your hand and hits a baby in the eye.
You just blinded a baby because you wanted to show your friend cute pictures of your fucking dog.
That's the sound of a delicious snack
Come
right
here.
there.
I'll put some of your nuts in my mouth. Come on. Bring them this way. Well, you had a momentary day of weakness. You were like, get out, buy gold.
I was right. I was right. The day we had the meeting, you were there. You were there, and I don't think you were there. I said, listen, commodities, DIY. DIY is up 30% since that day. SLV's up like 25%. SLW's up 25%.
No one knows what you're talking about. Do you understand this
If you go back,
right.
check podcasts from 2 years
We
ago.
don't know
I said the Rangers are going to be in the World Series. Everything. I'm all over it. You can't stop me.
We were at the Halo party last night. So we went to the Microsoft store up north of Austin.
I think my favorite part of the night, though, was the very end. So we had been hanging out, there was pizza, there was the game, we were signing for fans. Talking with Ray, and he has to go to the bathroom at some point. He leaves. So while he's in the bathroom, some lady comes up to us and is like, okay, we're about to have a photo op, but we want only people that worked on the game in here, so if everybody could go ahead and just please get out. So we're all outside, it was like really cold, It was really sad. It was like watching inside like a happy family around Christmas dinner or something, and we were just out in the cold. We're outside, we're just talking, we're like, hey, where's Ray? And that's when we see Ray just like strolling out of the bathroom, happy as can be, and then he just stops like deer in headlight because everybody's grouped together about to take a picture, and he just freezes like, what? Where did everybody go? What's going on? And he did like he stopped and went, and he looked back to the bathroom like, should I go back to the... And then finally, with his infinite wisdom, he just decided, I'm going to be in this picture. And he just went in and he just started getting buddy-buddy with everybody. He was like, hey, what's up? Yeah, Halo 4, right? We're awesome. And they took the picture, and I like to think years down the road, someone's going to be like, and these were my coworkers. I don't remember this lad, this asshole.
If you're logged into Google and you're searching, why wouldn't they just keep a record of all your searches?
You know, again, it goes back to the thing where it's like, if we were people and I just walked into Jeff's garage and took his lawnmower, theoretically, he could be like, Joel stole my lawnmower. In the Google world, it's like, no, I didn't steal your lawnmower because you didn't say I couldn't.
That analogy? You
didn't follow that?
Explain to me what Joel just said.
I think Joel's going to steal my lawnmower. That's what I got out of that.
So that's like if I went to your house, Jeff, and I said, I'm going to steal your lawnmower. And then you said, you stole my lawnmower. And I said, Google. All right. Am I doing it right?
All right,
Monty's like a machine. When he's awake to work and to animate and to do stuff. And when he's not,
just powers down.
That's it. That's exactly what it is. He literally goes into sleep mode. It's like, I'm going to go into sleep mode. Like, he'll do it in his chair.
Imagine if there was a way for you to kill yourself with your mind. It would be like, you'd have to really want to do it, and you'd have to unlock certain things
like
in your brain.
You'd be like, dear brain, I want to die. And the brain's like, are you sure? And you're like, yes. And it's like, okay, dying in 3 seconds.
Think about these 3 things at once.
Maybe that's what it is. Like, you have to think about 3 things. Like, if you ever think of, like, I don't know.
Don't do it, guys. Don't do it.
Orange monkey eagle. Oh, I'm dead. No.
You guys have seen, sometimes I get on health kicks where I go into the grocery store and I buy all this healthy stuff, and it's always some girl checking me out. And it's clear, it's like fish, chicken, broccoli, all this stuff. She goes, wow, eating healthy, huh? You getting on a health kick? And it's like, I'm a big slob going through there, and I always feel like...
She's like, obviously you need to lose weight.
Obviously I need to lose weight. Obviously this is going to last about a week. You almost hear her rolling your eyes. And I always say... Actually, I've been on it for about a year now. I used to weigh 580 pounds, and I'm down to this level. She's like, are you kidding me? You look amazing. So I go from, like, slob to, like, awesome story.
Guy.
Yeah.
KJ 99.9, Marshall and Miles in the morning. Coming at you live. Double M's. Hey, oh, this is an awful show. Game over, man.
I once got hit in the balls with a frozen egg.
Jesus. Why would they go through the trouble of freezing an egg?
Because it fucking hurts.
Why not just pick up a rock? I mean,
I guess if you throw a rock at someone, you can be arrested. But if it's an egg, it's like, well, it was only an egg. You can get away with it because it thaws out. To a regular egg.
Well, we came across a crime scene. There's a knocked out guy with swollen balls, and there's a baby chicken walking around. What happened?
Looks like a chicken attacked him and laid an egg on him. So, how long have you been here now, Kara?
About 6 months now.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. So what's your most exciting part of your day, Kara?
Jeff has this grill that looks like the escape pod from Star Wars.
It does.
You need to open it up and see droids inside. We're like, where's our master? That's how droids talk, by the way.
Have you guys ever seen a mechanical pencil before? This is crazy.
It's like a pencil,
Dude.
but you push the button like a pen.
It's like a pen, exactly, see? Is your favorite part of the day when people walk in, you turn them away, and they have these sad looks on their face, and they're like, oh, and they go back to their car crying, and like their kids are like, why, mommy? It's like, oh, Kara wouldn't let us in.
Yep. They're like eating ice cream, and you knock it out of their hand.
Now pick it up and eat it.
You push them down and kick dirt in their face.
No dreams for you.
Yeah. Somebody was here last week, and she was like, get out. I saw them have like their walk of shame through the parking lot, like, oh.
Probably the greatest joy in my life right now is working next to Chris. He is endless entertainment. He has a little can of nuts, and he's eating them. I said, what are you eating? He goes, I'm eating walnuts. I go, can I have one? He goes, sure. So he gives me one, I eat it. And I ask him, do you like walnuts? Like, are these like your favorite kind of nut? He goes, yeah, I like walnuts a lot. And I go, can I have another walnut? He goes, sure. And he gives me another one, and I eat it.
And I go, so, like, you prefer walnuts to any other nut that there is? And he goes, yeah. And I go, do you know that what we're eating is called almonds? He looks at the almonds in the can, and then he looks at the side of his label and goes, almonds. So another thing that happens is because we just moved over there, we don't have things. Like, I walk out to the break room, and there's Chris standing at the microwave. And I said, you walked all the way over here to microwave something? He goes, yeah. And I said, we should get a microwave for the other building. He goes, that is so weird. And I said, why? He goes, I just said that to Brandon like a minute ago. I was like, is that weird? Wow. Is that a coincidence? His eyes got so big because he was like, this is the weirdest thing. What a weird coincidence. I like, imagine him at home later with, like, pictures on the wall drawing red lines between it all.
This means something.
Would you take $10 million, you just get it, but for the rest of your life, there's a snail that's trying to get you, and you can't ever be touched by the snail, otherwise you'll die.
Is he actively trying to get me?
It's going for you at all times,
Wow.
but at the speed of a snail. So you could, like, go to a different country and try and forget about it, but eventually it would show up.
Yeah, especially if, like, the $10 million came with immortality as well. And the snail's immortal as well.
Like, think about it. If it started at work, you could go home, you'd be safe for the night. When you come back to work, be careful.
Like, I would get on a spaceship and, like, go to another planet, and then I would video conference with somebody and say, show me the snail. And they show me it on Earth. And then but then whenever you land on, like, Alpha Centauri 2, you get off the plane and be like, where's that fucking snail?
Well, you don't know. Like, if you're on that video conference, you start thinking, what if the snail got to the guy? And that's like another snail, and the real snail is coming to get you.
The snail's in the doorway slowly creeping up on you going, laugh it up, asshole. Let me get you. How disappointed would the snail be every time you change directions?
Yeah.
Fuck.
You could just wait for it to get right up to your foot and then just step over it and go the other way.
What happens when the snail kills you, when it gets you? Does it get a share of the $10 million, whatever you haven't spent?
Yeah, it just sits in the briefcase of money.
Everybody goes through that, I think, at some point in their life, where technology is not your friend. But Joel, he goes crazy. Joel's UPS starts beeping, which might as well be like the emergency broadcast system for the entire office. Because Joel starts to panic, starts huffing like, and then you're like trying to apply logic and things, saying, okay, I'm here to help you. What do you need help with? And he's just like, no, I don't want help. I just want this to be a problem. And I want it to last. I want this to last as long as fucking possible. So then he goes over to your desk and unplugs the UPS and takes it over to his desk. I'm like, oh man, does Gus know you're doing that? He goes, yep. And then he's plugging stuff into it, and it's got that number on the front, total minutes it can run.
Right.
And he keeps plugging stuff into it, and he's going, the number's going down! The number's going down! and then Gus's UPS is beeping the whole time, so now we have two beeping UPSs. And I'm like, Joel, what is going on over here? He goes, the number won't stop going down! And we're trying to troubleshoot this problem. I'm looking at breakers, we're doing all this stuff. He never plugged in Gus's UPS. He just brought it over, set it down, and started plugging stuff into it. Joel was taking the U out of UPS.
We gotta talk about what happened to us at fucking Double Dave's last week. There was a man and a woman in front of us in line. I had no initial idea that they were gonna turn out to be the two most retarded people on the planet. The lady's like, we heard about this thing, it's called a Stromboli. Is that something that you guys sell? And the lady's like, yeah, we have some Strombolis. And she's like, what is that? And she's trying to explain it to her, and she's like, I just don't understand. And the guy's like, yeah, is it like a calzone? And what's a calzone? And she's going through this explanation, and the people are just like, I just don't get it. I don't know. Is it good? Can we see it? And the lady's like, I guess. So she walks them over to the buffet and is like pointing out Strombolis.
Yeah, that's a Stromboli. There's a calzone.
And the people just look fucking befuddled. Like, their entire world got turned upside down because somebody mentioned the word Stromboli to them. So then they walk away, and I'm like, thank fucking Christ. We get our pizza, and we walk over to the soda machine. And they have this newfangled soda machine.
It's a touch screen.
Couldn't be simpler. My 5-year-old could do it. They stopped at that soda machine. I saw jaws hit the ground. They looked scared. And they're like scratching their heads, and they're like, what is this? I don't understand. Where do I put the cup? And they're really confused. And then I turned around, and I'm talking to Gus and Griffin. And when we turned back around, they were just walking out the front door. They had to leave and go to therapy. I will say, it's gotta be awesome to be that stupid. Because every time you leave your house, it's a whole new world. A soda machine, this is gonna occupy me for the next 6 hours. This is fantastic. And I'm fucking retarded, so I'm gonna forget about it tonight, and then tomorrow it's gonna be a whole new adventure again.
Dan is a fucking idiot. He told another story about how he doesn't understand menus.
Every interaction between him and a waitress takes forever. There's like a ring of confusion where she's explaining it back to him, but he's not listening.
Yeah.
He's trying to mix meals. He once tried to order the burrito fajitas or something. He was like trying to mix it all around. And he's like, no, but do you want this? And he's like, no, idiot, no. Take the onions out of this as well. I don't want that. And then I want this with this. And he got to the point where the waiter was just like, I'm sorry, and he walked off and someone else came.
And then he told another story about how he went to McDonald's and he didn't understand the menus are vertical columns, so he just read straight across. He goes, I want a Big Mac Chicken Legend Sundae. What did you think that was? I don't know.
In his mind, he's like, that sounds good.
We went out to this restaurant in Mandalay Bay. So we're ordering food there. Dan is trying to order his food. He's like, I want scallops, the appetizer, and we want a steak. There was no scallop appetizer, another dinner. And she's like, so do you want scallops or thing? He ends up ordering 2 dinners. 2 dinners!
Everyone gets like a tiny little petite appetizer. Like, oh yeah. He gets a big plate of it. To be fair to the waitress, she was very cool and patient with him. He was like, yeah, all right, yeah, went off. And then Dan went to piss, the waitress came back, and you were like, so he ordered 2 meals, right? And she was like, yeah, I don't know what the hell it is.
Speaking of nudity, Michael, having you here tonight reminded me of the last time we actually hung out for an extended period of time.
I don't like where this is
Which
going.
was at a strip club. I don't like strip clubs. It's just, I don't know, it makes me really uncomfortable. So, Brandon picked up on that real quick, and I was having a conversation with you. I'm sitting at the table, all the chairs had wheels, and all of a sudden the table's getting blown away, like, oh, where am I going? And I see, like, Brandon's just in tears laughing, Chris is snickering. I'm like, oh, no, they didn't. And I turn around, and I see the stripper. Now, everybody at home, I want you to imagine a stripper with the name Dark Chocolate. Imagine a stripper named Dark Chocolate, make her 3 times as big. That was this stripper. Whenever I'm in an awkward situation, I just laugh. That's what I deal with nervously. So she leans forward and she says the words, I'ma smother you in my titties. And I burst out laughing. And the next thing I know, I'm suffocating in her titties. And I'm laughing my ass off. And she stops mid her thing and rears back and she looks at me, she goes, are you retarded or something? I go, no, I'm just really having a hard time. And just continue to laugh.
I'm not a big fan of traveling, and traveling with Bernie is even worse. I remember when we were sharing the hotel room. I'm the first one awake, so I'm like, I'm going to go take a shower, and I'm taking a shower, and I hear, tap, 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 hey, I'm going to use your head. I'm like, and before I know, Bernie is in the bathroom with me, taking a poop.
That's so not true.
Why?
That's so not true.
Is that a weird thing?
To storm into the bathroom when somebody's using it, it's slightly weird. Just barging in and going, oops, sorry, you back out. You can understand it. But he got in there and was like, holy shit, Joel's in the bathroom. Well, I guess I'll hang out in here. This is cool.
I started calling some people, inviting them over.
And I didn't know
He's
what
in
was
the
happening.
shower. I'm not
It was
peeking in.
And it's like you were next to me. You were a foot away from me with a piece of glass in between us, and you made a little circle in the glass, and it was groin level because I guess you were sitting. And it was, but
so he left you a note in the
Did
mirror
you draw
on his way out.
I might have done that.
Thanks for sharing, Joel. XXOO.
Sharing is caring. I left you a present.
In all seriousness, separate rooms in Australia.
Do you want to hear a funny story about something that happened in my house while we were gone? So, I'm moving. So, in my old house, I have a media room where it has a screen on the wall and it has a projector and all this stuff. So, I said, Brandon, I don't have any place to put this big screen, this projector in my new house. Do you guys want to take it? We can also have the couch in there. He says, sure. I said, the only thing is you have to go get it because I'm going to be out of town and I need you to move that stuff out of there. He goes, okay. My wife explained what it was like to have Chris and Brandon show up at our house, move a couch, and disconnect the projector from the post. She went up there and they had the couch sideways up against the door, like sideways. She's like, you have to turn it end to end to get it through the door. And he's like, oh, okay.
No! You really think that happened? There's like, how do we get this in here?
No fit. Then they couldn't get it out. They were ready to give up. She goes, well, why don't you take the legs off? And Brandon says, you can do that. No! So then she said she watches Chris try to unscrew the legs with a screwdriver. And she had to tell him on every leg, other way to screw, because he kept screwing right to loosen it. They finally get the legs off this couch. They can't get it through the door. So my wife suggests, well, why don't we just take the door off the frame? So then somehow in the process, they punch a hole in the wall. Which I Really? Yeah.
Then they try to get the projector down, and that has 2 screws, so they can't do that. So
we got the projector down.
Yeah, but the post is there, and all the cables are all like frayed out.
We just didn't know how much to take.
I just imagine Brandon in the room punching holes in the wall. I don't know what to take. I came back. I'm like, what the fuck happened in this room? I bet if they didn't take the door off the hinges, they'd still be trapped in the room. Water.
So this weekend we went to PAX East. I think I took it to a whole new level. We were out at the bar. I was just sitting there drinking. So I got to that point where I was like right at the edge of drunk, and we were going to leave to meet our people for dinner. And I was like, oh, I got a full drink in my hand, and I just slammed it.
There you go.
That was it.
That's the best one.
And Ashley's like, oh shit, I have drunk Bernie here. What have I done? Then we went to go meet the Rooster Teeth group at dinner. And so I walked in, and the way Barb described it was, I walked up to our table and went to them, and I go, you're all drunk! And then Barbara goes, uh-oh. Everyone's there. They've been working so fucking hard. And so I stood up. I held my glass up to everyone at the table. Everybody, like, stops and looks at me. And I go, I am Catbug. But the real thing that happened was after that. So Bethesda had a big party. Ashley knew some people there, so she goes, hey, we're going to go to this party, but you're pretty drunk, so I'll just keep an eye on you. We'll be there for just a little bit, then we'll go. And I said, aces, let's do it. So we go. So we get to the party, and Ashley says, stay here. She goes, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Don't do anything. Don't talk to anybody. Just stay right here. I'll be right back. I'll go to the bathroom with you. She goes, no. She goes, just stay here. I'll be right back. So I said, okay. She said she went to the bathroom. She came back, and she said I had bags of popcorn, and that I was going up to people, and I would give them a bag of popcorn. I'd go, hey, here, take this popcorn. You're too drunk. You have to go now. You have to leave. You have to leave. And people were leaving. Oh my God! I was kicking people out. I had a dude come up to me at our booth the next day, and he goes, Bernie, I just want to apologize. He goes, I had a little bit too much to drink Holy shit. at the party, and you kicked me out. He goes, you gave me a bag of kettle corn.
You're a piece of shit.
This reminds me of this guy I lived with, and he was not very bright. He was going to be a paramedic, and he was just so dumb. I was like afraid for anyone who ended up in his care. And he went to study, and he came back telling me about the 5 signs of death.
That sounds like a chart like that you would give a child.
Yeah. He told me, like, if you want to be a paramedic, the first thing you have to learn is when you come across an accident scene, what the 5 signs of death are. And one is head removed from the body. That's just obvious. You know, no head, you know that person's dead. And the second one was all burned up. All burned up. And he says, if they're all black, not a black guy. You know what I mean? All black. I'm like, I get what you're saying. He's like, third one was blood on the outside of the body. What? It wasn't like he's been bleeding heavily or something. No, literally all the blood has been vacuumed out and is outside of your body. I don't know if it's in a jar or where it is. I cannot remember what the last 2 were. Maybe I need to go take the class.
We went to E3 one year. We rented a van, and it was the first time that Jeff and Gus met Matt. So I pointed out that, hey, we're in Los Angeles. We're only 5 hours away from Vegas. Gus goes, I'm not going to Vegas. I go, what do you mean you're not going to Vegas? And he gets so fucking infuriated. I'm like, what's going on? Why are you so mad about Vegas? He goes, I'm not going to Vegas. Don't talk about Vegas. So we're in the Del Taco parking lot in like downtown LA, like right on Transvestite Alley. I say, guys, look. I'm going to say one last time, we can just get Del Taco, we drive straight to Vegas. So Gus says, I swear to God, if you say Vegas one more time, I'm getting out of this van. I go, okay, fine, I give up. I will not mention Vegas for the rest of the night. I apologize.
In my mind, I was like, he's testing me. I just said I would leave the van, and he just said I was like, if I don't leave, he knows I'm a pussy. So I have to leave. Oh, no. I remember I opened the van door and just walked out.
Into the night. And Matt was like, who the fuck is this guy?
It was my first time ever in LA. I walked a block down the street, realized my mistake. This was a sketchy-ass part of LA.
It was pretty seedy.
So I got a cab. I took a cab back to our hotel. I packed all my shit, and I was like, I'm flying back to Austin tonight. Fuck this. I'm going home.
No. And that's a note on the bed.
Are you serious? I wrote, see you in Austin, assholes.
Asshole.
Bernie tried to murder me in New Zealand.
So, guys, I'm going to tell you the story of Brandon and the electric fence. As you know, New Zealand has a reputation for having these like rolling green hills that are gorgeous. And we were looking over this huge valley just across this fence from us. And I look down at the fence while Brandon is going, "This is amazing. This is the best thing I've ever seen." And I see this big sign saying...
No. It was a small sign.
It is yellow, though. And it shows a hand with lightning coming out.
And we were...
So immediately I think, how the fuck do I get Brandon to touch the electric fence? And so I said, "Oh, be careful, because that wire is barbed wire." Because I know what barbed wire is. I'm stupid. And then there's that other wire beyond it. That's the electric wire. And so I go, "That's miniature barbed wire." I said, "The barbs are so small that you can't see them, but you can feel them." And he immediately goes, "Really?" And reaches for it. It was like time stopped. He went, "Really?" He's like reaching for this wire. If I was an anime character, like doing that quivering, watery thing, I was like, "Oh please, oh please." He's like reaching for it. I'm like, "It's gonna happen."
So what happened?
So he grabs the wire and he's yanking on it, going, "I don't feel the barbs." I'm like, it was so disappointing.
Just
Such a letdown.
And finally, Bernie just stabbed him.
I remember talking to a guy on set once. He was a stunt driver, and he's crashed a lot of cars. And one of the first crashes he did, the airbags went off, and apparently, like, you get a lot of heat from airbags. It burnt his hands. He was like, "Oh, it burnt all my arms." And then he looked down. He's like, "Did I piss myself?" And it turned out that the headlight fluid container made it into the car onto his lap.
The headlight fluid container, really? That's amazing. I can't believe it went all the way from the headlight fluid container went from all the way under the hood into his lap.
Headlight fluid?
What are you talking about?
There's no such thing.
Do you really think there's headlight fluid?
Oh, the lights are dim. Better put some more fluid in there.
You gotta top off the headlights.
I mean, the wiper juice. What was that stuff called?
Wiper juice.
This is the dumbest moment in the history of our company.
But you know what I mean, right?
It's metric headlight fluid? Is that what you mean?
It's a good job I'm going home. I'm gonna get a flight today.